KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
5 years has been an eternity for Isaac Orozco's grieving mother. Despite two persons of interest a couple of years ago and now a new detective on the case, Janie Esparza says no one has been arrested for her son's murder. She believes it may be linked to an argument with someone on social media. Whatever the motive, Jesse DeGollado tells us today had deeply emotional significance for Orozco's mother.
When someone in a black SUV pulled up and opened fire on 20-year-old Isaac Orozco, killing him.
It was the worst day of my life. I just can't get past it. It changed me forever.
Love you, Isaac. Love you.
Each year since then, Janie Esparza has faithfully come to pay tribute to her only child, this time on what would have been her son's 26th birthday.
He was part of my soul, you know, and it still hurts. It physically hurts.
Thanks to a good friend who created it, this is the first year Esparza has had a Dia de los Muertos ofrenda with some of the items her son most enjoyed.
You know, his chips that he liked. He could drink Dr. Pepper every day. He loved Dr. Pepper.
There was a beer emblazoned with the New England Patriots, his favorite team, and of course, a birthday cake. It was here at San Fernando Cemetery number 2 that Isaac's mother formed a bond with another grieving mother. Sitting alongside Esparza is Silvia Vasquez, whose son Marcos was killed in
Apartment building this morning. The flames taking over one building at the Lincoln Village Apartments. That's in the 1700 block of Jackson Keller. This happened a little before 3 a.m. About 100 firefighters responded to this call. Flames were shooting through the roof when they arrived. A total of 16 apartments were impacted. Everyone was okay. The cause is now being investigated. Also early this morning, a man in critical condition following a shooting outside the Valley Ranch Community Center on the west side. That shooting happened before 1 a.m. off Valley Lake Street. That's not far from Galm Road and Calabra Road. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies were called out for a person injured. Deputies say the man was shot after refusing to buy drugs from 3 men sitting in a vehicle. That man was taken to University Hospital. At last check, no arrests yet. Add school cafeteria staff to the list of labor shortages. Local school districts tell us they're having trouble hiring enough people to serve lunch. At Northeast ISD, almost 1 out of every 4 cafeteria staff positions are empty right now. The district's executive director of school nutrition says there are a few factors at play here, like changing priorities for staff, pay issues, and heavier competition with the restaurant industry for workers. As they struggle to fill those positions, the director says they've had to cope in the meantime.
We've also had to close a number of lines that would service our students and have less serving lines in a school, as well as we've needed to use more paper goods at times because we don't have the staff to wash all of the trays.
To help with hiring, Glosson says they are giving staff referral bonuses and even sending students home with flyers advertising job openings. Bexar County is working to create a talented workforce in manufacturing. The county investing millions to create a facility where people can learn skills and build a career related to electrical, mechanical, robotics, and many more areas. Tiffany Huertas reports on how this is expected to not only benefit locals, but companies as well.
There are over 1,500 manufacturing companies in our region.
And with many more eyeing Texas, Ray Chavez, president and CEO of the San Antonio Manufacturing Association, says training people in our community for these jobs is critical.
It would be good to have a facility that could accommodate the types of training that manufacturers are looking forward to, which is robotics, automation.
Bexar County is working with architects and consultants on a design of a new facility that will offer manufacturing training programs.
Toyota, Holt Cat Manufacturing, Caterpillar, those kind of groups had a say in what spaces we're actually developing for this, because it's really intended to be an industry-driven training facility.
The Texas Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education, an organization that includes 10 private manufacturing companies, will operate the facility. The center will be about 30,000 square feet and will be located here in Brooks. It will have classrooms, computer labs, and even a welding lab.
Indoor and outdoor welding spaces, a machine shop, and other things.
Manufacturers that are looking to move to the state of Texas, and specifically our region, I think will have that benefit. For the citizens, it's going to be able to offer more jobs, and these are going to be quality jobs with good pay.
The project cost about $13 to $14 million. Construction could begin in about 6 months. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
A San Antonio native returning to Texas this week to raise awareness about the cause of her daughter's death, street racing. Our Samuel King joins us now. And Samuel, she has since launched an organization to help fight back here.
That's right, Myra. Lily Trujillo Puckett travels the country now spreading a simple message: street racing kills.
Happy teenager. Valentina loved, Cheetos and cream cheese and Jamba Juice. Valentina loved going to parties with her girlfriends.
That life was cut short on December 7th, 2013, when the man who was giving Valentina DeSandro a ride home crashed during a street race in California.
I had no idea what street racing was.
Lily Trujillo Puckett quickly learned all about it, and that deaths from street racing are 100% preventable. She founded the organization Street Racing Kills. The group visits schools and works with law enforcement to reach young people, either before they start street racing or after they're caught.
I always tell them how blessed they are. When they come to my program, they're blessed to be there. They're blessed because nothing happened. Obviously, they didn't kill anyone, or they're not hurt themselves. So I tell them it's a blessing. You're only here for an hour and a half with me, and that's all you need for us, just to talk to you about the consequences and the things that can happen.
She also partners with groups like AAA, which says the open roads during the pandemic made the issue of speed racing worse, with the number of speed-related crashes in Texas up by 15% in 2020.
They're on track, unfortunately, to be another deadly and dangerous year. Too early to speculate if they'll be similar to 2020 numbers, but certainly we're still trending in the wrong direction.
Lily Trujillo Puckett says she keeps a close eye on the situation in her hometown, too, the city Valentina never got to see one last time.
What happened to her, I'll make sure that doesn't happen to anybody, and I'll make sure that I will do everything that I can to spare her from losing a child.
And she says her programs are available virtually, and on request, she will travel from California to give presentations in person. We have a link on our website to all that information at KSAT.com. Now, as for traffic this evening, taking a look at I-10 at Frio, looking a little better than it did about 15 minutes ago, but we still have some issues not far from this area. So let's take a look at some travel times here. Coming in, going out to Bernie, 27 minutes. Coming in from Bernie, 38 minutes. Some major delays inside Loop 410, 27 minutes, inside 1604 too, from 1604 to downtown. That's because of this delay right here around Fresno and Fulton. Finally, looking at 35 on the northeast side, getting a little bit better, but still about 36 minutes from Loop 410 to New Braunfels. Myra.
All right, thank you, Samuel. The historic Alameda Theater getting a new Aztec-inspired makeover today. Take a look at this. The murals put up today. It's all part of a new Art Everywhere installation organized by Centro San Antonio. The murals showcase different artists who performed at the theater. Vicente Fernandez, Lola Beltran, Isabel Marie. The goal is to highlight San Antonio's Latino arts and culture, something the mural artist hopes people appreciate when they see it.
And to give back and to, to be knowledgeable of your history. Our history should never, ever be taken away from us.
This event extra special for the mural artist because his late father used to work at the theater back in the 70s. It's an activity that was one of many canceled in 2020 due to COVID, but now making a return this year. Today is day one of the Big Texas Comic-Con, the 3-day event happening at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. It features celebrities and artists from movies, TV shows, comics, and more. All of those in attendance are required to wear a mask, something organizers believe will keep this event safe.
Come out this weekend any day. It's fun for the whole family. I think, we need events like this in a safe and fun environment. So come on out.
The event continues until Sunday. A new addition this year is a Super Smash Brothers competition with cash prizes. And I've learned in the last couple of weeks we have some Super Smash Brothers aficionados here at KSAT.
Yes.
I'm not one of them, but the little tournament I saw we had in a conference room, it was a little rowdy.
Some really, a lot of yelling.
The folks back in production have let me know Patrick was the champion. Patrick is in our booth, I believe, right now.
I'm not surprised.
Patrick, I just want to make sure you get those props, buddy.
Good job, Patrick. If you're going to be heading out to that event, be glad it's indoors. You'll be loving the AC this weekend. Today's high temperature, 89, several degrees above average for this time of year. And we had plenty of 90s on the board across South Central Texas this afternoon. And really, things won't be changing much this weekend. Still 94 in Del Rio, 87 at the airport currently. And these have been the important numbers this week, our dew point numbers. They've been on the lower side, so it hasn't felt overly muggy out there and overall pretty comfortable. But these numbers will be rising over the weekend, putting us back in the 70s. By Sunday, that means, yes, muggy air is on its way back. We'll detail that part of the forecast for you. We'll also talk about when significant rain chances could return coming up in just a bit. Myra.
All right, thank you, Katie. Coming up at 6, you might have seen them at airports. TSA canines. We break down the extensive training these dogs go through to help keep us all safe while we travel. And next, meet a local woman whose close connection to the Mexican-American civil rights movement keeps her motivated to preserve history.
To end gun violence on these streets, you have to get to the root. A new nonprofit looks to change the culture of a community by starting off with offering shelter, housing, and even rent assistance. The story on the Night Beat.
Inspiration isn't always found in art or music or breathtaking views of nature. Historian Sarah Zenaida Gould had her grandmothers. In tonight's Hispanic Heritage segment, Jesse DeGollado tells us how Gould became an advocate for civil rights, still an issue even now.
At age 15, Zenaida Rincon never thought decades later in the 1950s she'd be a leader in LULAC. It would become the nation's oldest and largest Hispanic civil rights organization.
I would say both of my grandmothers were incredibly committed to this idea of equality.
Also the granddaughter of an Arkansas farmer's wife who admired Martin Luther King's ideals. Sarah Zenaida Gould would become the curator of the Institute of Texan Cultures and help create a long overdue Museo del West Side. Even so, Gould says she never forgot.
If we stood up for our rights then, we must continue to stand up for our rights today.
Now as the executive director of the Mexican-American Civil Rights Institute.
We want to put San Antonio on the map as a cradle of Mexican-American civil rights.
It certainly was in the 60s and 70s, a center to teach visitors and locals alike about the history of Mexican-American civil rights is a priority for the institute that Gould now leads.
But just to get that affirmation that, yes, we were there fighting to end school segregation. We were there fighting for our voting rights. We were there fighting for labor rights.
But she says given the current atmosphere in Texas, those fights are far from over.
Our rights are fragile. We need to know how we got them, and we need to hold on to them.
Jesse DeGollado, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's turn to the weather now. We have enjoyed a beautiful week, low humidity, decent temperatures. So we're all wondering when that's going to change.
So yeah, that low humidity, that runs out eventually, right? It always does. As it comes back this weekend, the forecast will be rain-free, but by next week we'll still be in the humidity, but better rain chances will return. And honestly, we could use some more rain. So some good news in the forecast. I wanted to show this time lapse from today because it shows wonderfully these thin, wispy cirrus clouds that have been filtering in and out, not just today, but also for much of the week. And we'll see more of them this evening and tomorrow. Notice, though, our sensor at the airport, it's reading mostly cloudy. It's just picking up on those high, thin clouds. That's really the only cloud cover we have out there in the sky. It is warm, but thankfully it is not too muggy. And that'll set us up for a pleasant night tonight. Overnight temperatures will fall down into the mid-60s. Winds will be quite light, just 2 to 5 miles per hour out of the south. And skies clear, aside from a few more of those wispy clouds. 92 your high temperature on Saturday. More abundant sunshine tomorrow. Winds about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then the humidity comes back. So let's look at our dew points about this time tomorrow. For a lot of us, they're still going to be in the 50s, close to 60 degrees. So as you get into the 60s, it does start to feel a little more muggy, but we'll be low 60s at most for a lot of us tomorrow. So it's not going to feel too much different Saturday afternoon. Look what happens though Saturday night. By Sunday morning, these numbers really surge back into the low to mid 70s for a lot of us. So that oppressive humidity, that very muggy air, that will be back by Sunday. It'll be much more noticeable by Sunday. An isolated rain chance kicks in late Sunday night. I'll walk you through that. But as far as any meaningful, significant rain, those chances are going to hold off until the middle part of next week and could continue into the start of the next weekend, but that is still several days away. So over on the West Coast, things are pretty busy. We've got an upper level low that's dropping down out of the Pacific Northwest, producing a good amount of precipitation across some of the higher elevations off to the west, all the way over to parts of Colorado, Wyoming, even into parts of the Dakotas. This is an upper level low or a piece of rain making energy. This is going to start to scoot east tomorrow, into Sunday. So tomorrow, very quiet weather day all across Texas, including for us here in South Central Texas. By Sunday morning, with higher humidity working back in, we'll start off with some morning clouds, but we'll break through to plenty of sun in the afternoon. And during the day on Sunday, even after sunset, there won't be a chance of rain for us. But notice what happens up in parts of North Texas, up closer to the I-20 corridor. This rain-making energy moving into the plains sets parts of North Texas up for some severe weather as we get into Sunday. But this is way, way removed to our north. But there could be a few severe thunderstorms, generally around north of Dallas into parts of Oklahoma. But again, that good storm energy is way too far to our north. In fact, as we get into the overnight hours Sunday night into the pre-dawn hours of Monday, we're going to be on the tail end of things, so we're likely looking at just a broken line of some rain moving through very late Sunday into early on Monday. Pretty quiet into Tuesday as well, but by the middle part of next week, we're going to have a lot of moisture moving in from the Pacific Ocean, and that's going to help to fuel our rain chances beginning Wednesday of next week and continuing through next Friday, even the start of next weekend. So next half hour, we're going to talk more about the tropical system over in the Pacific that will be tossing us that moisture. In the meantime, another look at your day tomorrow, 65 in the morning, 92 in the afternoon with tolerable humidity. By Sunday, it'll be humid again. And then low rain chances filter in, but by the middle of next week, better chances for some potentially heavy rain. More on that coming up later. Myra.
We knew it was going to make a comeback. Yeah. Thanks, Katie.
Uh-huh.
It is just about time for some Friday night football, which means that Larry Ramirez is on the road. He joins us live in Carrizo Springs tonight. Hey, Larry.
Yeah, hey, Myra, and hello, everybody. You know what? This game tonight against Divine is truly one of those matchups where you have a high-octane offense that gets a defense that doesn't give up very much at all. How about this? Divine is averaging 43.6 points per game this season. Carrizo Springs is only allowing 4.8. Wow, talk about differencing styles. Plus, in college football, pretty much guaranteeing the Hilltoppers will beat the Roadrunners tomorrow. We got it for you coming up. Good Good evening, everybody, and welcome live to Carrizo Springs High School and Frank Carter Stadium, where tonight the Wildcats will host the Divine War Horses in the district opener for both squads. And I'll tell you what, this community down here is fired up. Divine comes to town with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss this season, while the Wildcats are 5-0. It's been a long time since the Wildcats had a winning season, so the community here is eating this up. Coach Gonzalez told us it's been at least 20 years since they've had a start like this one. Last season, the Cats finished 4-7 overall, 3-2 in district, while advancing to the first round of the playoffs, a 38-28 loss to Rockport Fulton. Now, they say defense wins championships, which means Carrizo Springs has a good chance to make some noise. They started this season off with 4 straight shutouts, and they're allowing just 4.8 points per game this season.
We're a stingy defense. We fly around to the football, and we're going to make sure we swarm to it.
The Wildcats started off the season with 4 straight shutouts, blanking Uvalde, St. Anthony, Manor New Tech, and Cotula. Linebackers Oscar Brasenio and David Castro lead the Wildcats' defensive charge.
We are actually 2 senior linebackers, and so these young men are aggressive. They enjoy hitting, and they love flying to the football. And so that's kind of the senior leadership that we got surrounded by, the 2 linebackers and then our D linemen. And we got some pretty strong secondary guys that are pretty stingy to be ready to fly and hit you too.
2 weeks ago, Zapata became the first team to score on the Wildcats this season in their 40-24 loss to the Wildcats. So how did Carrizo Springs bounce back from seeing their shutout streak end early in the first quarter?
Coach Gonzalez told us, hold the rope, that everyone is a part of the team and everyone has to hold each other together, hold each other accountable, and be there for each other when times are tough. And the first time we got scored on, we kept our head up, and we came back second half and we didn't let them score.
Tonight, Carrizo Springs will host Divine in District 15-4A2 action. Divine is averaging nearly 44 points per game this season, and Coach Gonzalez said the Wildcats haven't beaten Divine since 1994.
Yes, sir. First district game, we got to come out balling out. We got to set the tone for the rest of the district play. And I've heard the calculation, I think 27 years since we beat Divine, so it's going to be a big milestone if we can get over that hill.
It's going to be tough, but I think we can come out with a win. We're a tough team, but the only people that can beat us are ourselves.
There's been a lot of, back and forth between Divine and Carrizo in the day, and now we're just here to try to help settle up that score and try to get after it. And, they're a tough team to beat. And, of course, our kids are definitely going to be looking for that challenge, and I know they are too. So it's just a matter of coming and taking care of business.
It's a 2-game road trip tonight. Divine and Carrizo Springs. Bandera will play Crystal City. Highlights on the night beat at 10, and then later tonight on BigGameCoverage.com. In college football news, UTSA will play at Western Kentucky tomorrow night in a Conference USA matchup. And check this out. Hilltoppers head volleyball coach Travis Hudson has rocked the boat with this tweet yesterday. A much-needed weekend off for WKU volleyball after last night's win at EKU. My focus this weekend will be watching WKU football start 1-0 in CUSA with a big win on the Hill versus UTSA. Mark it down. Top's going to get the win. I love the makeup of this team and staff. Wow, guys. Western Kentucky is 1-3 this season, while UTSA is 5-0, 1-0 in conference play. Western Kentucky is favored by 3.5 points. They average 39 points per and feature wide receiver Jareth Stearns, brother of Denver Bronco Caden Stearns. Kick is tomorrow night at 6. And also, don't forget that the Spurs are hosting the Heat tonight in some preseason basketball, 7:30 at the AT&T Center. Now, you know what? There is nothing preseason about David and RJ. I'm pretty sure they're always in mid-season form. Let's go to Alamo Heights and Orem Stadium where they're standing by. Guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Larry. Thank you very much. Got a good one going on here tonight. It's the Alamo Heights Mules taking on the Floresville Tigers. You mentioned Spurs just right now. The Alamo Heights dance team is also called the Spurs, David. We're learning a lot of cool stuff about the cheer group here.
This is great. We're also seeing the Orem Stadium for the first time since renovation. It hadn't been here yet. This is a fantastic place. They have their tunnel in the middle of the stadium. There's some NFL stadiums that are just like this. They have their tunnel in the middle. Maybe a couple of college stadiums too. But, man, this is pretty impressive right here.
Yeah, of course, this is one of the most historic stadiums in all of Texas high school football, recently renovated, as we just said, and we have both these teams tonight 5-0, David. This is the start of district play for both of these squads.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. This is one of those weird districts where teams are spread out all over South Texas. I mean, they got one in Bernie, they got Floresville down there, but this is a very, very competitive district. So two teams that are 5-0 starting district tonight. So this is going to be a great game and just one of many, 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 many.
Yeah, and Myra, we're going to be taking this thing right now to the pregame party. So if you're on KSAT.com, continue to check us out. We're also on KSAT's Facebook page.
And Mark, as we go back to Myra, I just want you to show all the cheerleaders that are here. There's like 78 cheerleaders for Alamo Heights. You don't think they have like a lot of spirit at the school?
They got a lot of spirit.
They got a lot of spirit. Yeah. All right, Myra.
RJ and David never short on spirit either. Thanks, guys. Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next. The January 6th committee has issued another round of subpoenas. This as one of former President Trump's key allies says that he will defy the subpoena. Daryl Forges with the very latest.
Former President Trump indicated he will try to assert executive privilege to prevent the committee from getting information from certain witnesses. In a statement, the former president's team says, quote, executive privilege will be defended, not just on behalf of President Trump and his administration, but also on behalf of the office of the President of the United States and the future of our nation.
It's not his role to claim privilege. That's the current occupant in the White House.
Trump's lawyer sent letters to some of the subpoena targets advising them not to comply with Congress. 4 former Trump aides received subpoenas. Former Trump Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino, former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, former advisor Steve Bannon, and Kash Patel, former Chief of Staff to then Acting Secretary of Defense Christopher Miller. Patel, in a statement to CNN, would not confirm whether he received a letter from Trump's attorney, nor how he plans to respond to the subpoena, saying, quote, I will continue to tell the American people the truth about January 6th, and I am putting our country and freedoms first through my fight with Cash Initiative. According to a source, Bannon informed the January 6th committee he will not cooperate. Another source says Meadows responded but did not characterize his response.
If they decide not to, then obviously criminal contempt or other measures will be open to us.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
It is day one of one of the strictest vaccine rules in the entire country. People in Los Angeles now have to show proof of at least one dose at most indoor venues like bars, gyms, concerts, and sporting events. President Joe Biden pushing for more vaccine mandates, urging companies to implement them. And now millions of American children could be rolling up their sleeves soon as well, with Pfizer saying that its vaccine is safe and effective for kids 5 to 11 years old.
Protection in our pediatric populations is part of the key to finally putting an end to this pandemic. We have millions of kids that are still vulnerable, and because of that, we still have major risk in parts of this population.
Pfizer says it's ready to ship pediatric doses immediately once given the green light. As we head into a busy travel season, the holiday season, United Airlines planning to fly 3,500 domestic flights in December every single day. Nearly the same number of flights as 2019 pre-COVID. We'll be right back. It is one of the leading causes of cancer deaths, yet it is largely preventable. And coming up tomorrow, there's an event happening right here in San Antonio aimed at raising awareness and funds to get more people screened. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, let's bring in Dr. Nicholas Martinez in today's KSAT Q&A from the Gastroenterology Clinic of San Antonio to educate us on ways that we can prevent colon cancer. Dr. Martinez, thanks so much for being here. I want to start with screenings because over the years, it's changed when it comes to the recommendations on when someone should first be screened for colon cancer. What's the age recommendation right now?
So the current age of recommended screening is starting at age 45. Our previous guidelines had recommended starting screening at age 50. However, more recently, our national guidelines have been updated to start screening at age 45.
What about if there is a family history? Does that make a difference? And what impact or what significant role does family history play when it comes to colon cancer?
So With having a family history of colon cancer, it definitely increases the risk of a patient's lifetime risk of colon cancer. So the current guidelines recommend starting at least 10 years sooner prior to the age of diagnosis that family member was diagnosed with colon cancer. So if a family member was diagnosed at age 45, the current guidelines would recommend starting at age 35.
I know it's a conversation we've had in my family. My grandmother passed away from colon cancer, and I know that I had conversations with my mother after the fact talking about how there were symptoms and signs that she unfortunately ignored for quite a while. So what would be symptoms of colon cancer or reasons that someone should go see a doctor?
So unfortunately, with colon cancer, it typically does not cause symptoms until it's more advanced. Some of the symptoms that would be alarm signs would be abdominal pain in the left lower quadrant or right lower quadrant, irregular bowel movements, unintentional weight loss, or blood in the stool.
So if there typically aren't symptoms until it's at a stage where it is much more serious, it sounds like prevention is really all geared towards being proactive, making sure that you are getting those screenings. Is that right?
Definitely, by trying to be proactive and identify colon polyps, which are small growths within the colon that over time have the possibility of growing and turning into cancer. One of the benefits of having a colonoscopy is not only diagnostic at being able to identify colon cancer, but also to identify precancerous lesions that can be removed during the procedure and lower the overall risk of colon cancer in the future.
With the pandemic, we know that a lot of routine procedures, a lot of preventative measures have been put off because of people's, nervousness about being in a medical facility. But even without the pandemic, there's a lot of hesitation when it comes to a colonoscopy. Let's face it. I mean, it is not something that sounds very pleasant. So what would be your advice for someone who may be having a little bit of trepidation about going in for that very first screening?
For screening, there's a number of different methods that are available for patients. Colonoscopy is not only diagnostic, but can also be preventative. There's also a number of at-home testing, such as Cologuard or fecal occult testing, which are at-home stool-based tests that help us identify patients that may be at higher risk of colon cancer. But for colonoscopies, the day that before the procedure is typically the hardest because patients are fasting on a clear liquid diet. And then after midnight, they're fasting for the remainder of the evening. And typically the procedures are done the next morning. For most patients, they're given an IV anesthetic to where they're completely asleep and relaxed throughout the entire procedure. So they shouldn't have any pain or discomfort during the procedure.
I want to talk about an event that's happening tomorrow. Before we let you go here, I believe we have some information we can put up on the screen. It is an event by a name no one is going to forget. It is called the Get Your Rear in Gear Run, 5K walk and run happening Sunday, October 10th, Morgan's Wonderland. It begins at 5 o'clock. There is a virtual option if someone is interested in that. And the good news is the registration is open until 10 o'clock tonight. If you are a cancer patient, a cancer survivor, there is no registration fee, but again, it's all aimed at raising funds for increased awareness of colon cancer and increased screenings. Dr. Nicholas Martinez, local gastroenterologist, San Antonio native as well, I should mention. I appreciate you sharing all this information with us today.
Well, thank you. The Gastroenterology Clinic has been is proud to have partnered with the Colon Cancer Coalition to help raise awareness and promote colon screening within the San Antonio population.
For a disease that is largely preventable. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be right back. The weekend is pretty much here, so what is in store when it comes to the weather, Katie?
It is going to be unseasonably warm this weekend. I know that's not what a lot of folks want to hear. This is the time of year where I think families go out to pumpkin patches, try to get some pictures taken. If that is in your plans this weekend, just know it is going to be warm. The difference between Saturday and Sunday is the humidity. Humidity will still be on the lower side again tomorrow, but by Sunday, you'll notice a lot more mugginess to the air, but I don't have rain chances in the forecast this weekend. Very late Sunday into very early Monday, and then again Tuesday, some low-end chances of rain. It won't be, though, until the middle part of next week, Wednesday through this time next week, that we'll see more meaningful rain chances return to the forecast, with some scattered showers and storms possible beginning next Wednesday. Part of the reason for our rain chances next week actually has something to do with the tropics, but not the basin that we typically talk about. So in Atlantic hurricane season, we're always looking out in the Gulf, the Caribbean, the Atlantic Ocean, but there is actually another basin that the National Hurricane Center monitors, and that is the Pacific Basin, specifically the Eastern Pacific. So here, just on the western side of Mexico up to Baja, south of California as well. And there is actually a disturbance here where this red X is that has pretty high odds of becoming at least a tropical depression within the next 2 to 5 days. If this can become a tropical storm and take a name, it would take the name Pamela. So that's a different list of names than the Atlantic Basin. But nonetheless, there's going to be a lot of moisture here with this potential tropical system there south of Mexico. Very high moisture content. Basically, that means the atmosphere is just really juiced up and any rain could potentially be heavy. And what's going to happen early next week is the moisture from that tropical system is going to be pushed over the higher terrain of Mexico and into Texas. This happens from time to time. It's not terribly odd or anything, but this moisture, as it begins to be fed into our part of the state next week, that will go hand in hand with some better rain-making energy, and that's when we could see our rain chances increase. Again, that's likely to begin middle of next week through the end of next work and school week. Here is an early look at rainfall potential. What I really just want you to see here is that all the way from North Texas to our part of the state, there will be the potential for some measurable rainfall over the next 1 to 7 days. But for us, those chances will really start to kick in by the middle of next week. And of course, we'll keep you updated. For now, the warmth is the story. 87 at the airport, still 96 in Cotulla, 82 in Rock Springs. Our dew point numbers are still okay, but as we've been talking about, those numbers will be coming up over the weekend, and you'll notice the muggy air returning by Sunday. So here's a quick look at your Saturday. Temperature-wise in the morning, low to mid 60s. A few more morning clouds possible, but still mostly clear skies. South winds 2 to 5. Tomorrow afternoon, more high thin cirrus clouds from time to time. Otherwise, another warm day. Low 90s, mid to upper 90s possible off to the southwest and south-southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Really quickly, I want to show you something that's going to be happening late this weekend. As humidity builds back in, a piece of rain-making energy, this red here, will skirt the northern tier of the state. That could allow for an isolated shower or storm very late Sunday, early on Monday, but that will cause some severe weather up in North Texas late Sunday night. For us here in South Central Texas, it'll be again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that we get some better rain-making energy that will go hand in hand with that tropical moisture that I talked about. And that's when we'll see the potential for scattered rain return to the forecast. So we'll keep you updated there. We'll be watching the forecast trends carefully over the course of the weekend. In the meantime, stay cool out there. Highs low to mid 90s for the next few days. Myra.
All right. Thank you, Katie. In case you missed it, it's coming up next.
He's the first person in the world to scale Mount Manaslu in Nepal. Imbev was a paratrooper, had lost both legs in a building collapse back in 2015. He took about 34 days for him to reach the top of the mountain along with his expedition. That summit, 26,700 feet. He said he wanted to show people that anything in life can be accomplished as long as people act.
A couple of construction-related traffic matters to tell you about. Once again, some closures between Conrad's Lane and Watson Lane southbound tonight. That begins in about an hour. This one begins soon, like within minutes. here on the east side on Loop 410. This is between Benz Engelman and I-10. 7 p.m. tonight through 5 a.m. Monday, there'll be some alternating southbound lane closures. Again, that is Loop 410. Also watching still some delays on 281 to 25 minutes from 1604 to downtown. And this is how it looks on 281 at the quarry, Katie.
Thank you, Samuel. Love the Friday evening traffic. Tonight, down to 65. Winds south 2 to 5 miles per hour. Just a few high, thin, wispy clouds both tonight and again tomorrow. So not much change in our weather on Saturday. Highs will be back in the low 90s and humidity will be tolerable again Saturday. But again, that changes Sunday. Mugginess returns for the second half of the weekend. Low shot at some rain very late Sunday, early Monday. And then a better chance at some scattered showers and storms kicking in middle of next week. We'll keep a close eye on that. Myra.
Yeah, there'll be a lot to watch next week. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Samuel. And thank you for watching the news at 6. We'll see you back here tonight at 10 for the Night Beat for big game coverage. See you then.